Oh, hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Joy.
We're the Rightlaners.
And today we are in California desert, Mojave?
Nope.
No?
Cerro Gordo, ghost town. Lone Pine area, Owens Lake.
Up there's the road we went on.
To the mine, no ghost town.
It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll let you see what the guy told us about it.
They had a problem with the first set of mules. You see that smelting chimney over there? Well, there was 2 of them near that spot. And what were they melting up here? Was it lead, or lead? This was not a silver mine. This was a lead silver mine. Silver was a byproduct. Well, this is a 24-hour operation. The soot from those 2 furnaces burning 24 hours a day settled on the brush. The first set of mules were allowed to free graze in the big arena. Well, they chomped on the brush. Well, guess what happened to the first set of mules? Lead poisoning. Lead poisoning. So they decided they needed to build that mule barn, keep the mules in stalls, put the hay in the upper A-frame of the mule barn and keep it covered with canvas, and that solved the problem. Also in 1870, William Chalfant had the newspaper in Independence. He sent an article up here, "Do not melt and drink the snow water."
Oh, wow.
Same problem.
Oh.
And I cannot use rainwater up here because the dust that blows off that lake has got arsenic in it.
We're redoing all this stuff because, like I say, when I was here, it was pretty bad shape.
Oh, the hotel was terrible. Bunkhouse didn't have any doors and windows. Yeah, these were broken, those were broken, you're right. Yeah, most of the windows were broken up here. Vandals.
Is the mine still?
There's not enough ore for a commercial outlet.
No, I mean, can you still walk in?
Oh, no, it's caved in. All the major drifts are caved in except the Estelle halfway up. That one's still good.
When I was
or
here,
the Sunset.
you could go in and the smelting area was there, and then the 300 pit shaft was
1,175 foot straight down with 7 levels. Yeah. Now that Joshua Hendy hoist is working. Jody got it working again. And we were supposed to go down it this weekend or last weekend to do the water pump, but I screwed up.
You guys are pumping water out of it now?
No, we haven't pumped water in 10 years.
Yeah.
And the problem is, Annenberg Foundation brought us a pump, but I said it was the wrong one because I read the wrong label on it. So that ruined the job. I still catching flack, but oh well, you know. Malachite copper.
Ooh, nice.
The first night this was done, a bobcat used it for a cat box. Had all this stuff sprinkled all over here, and it was a big ugly mess. And here's what happens if you get your ore bubbling too much. It's like molten lava, and it destroys the bottom of your furnace. So that's not nice. Not nice at all. Copper and your Smiths or your Smithsonite zinc, lead sulfide, zinc sulfate, and copper. You know what copper sulfate's used for? Copper sulfate's put into sewer pipes to keep the roots from growing. $8 a day above ground worker, $4 a day below ground worker. Well, in 1872, the union came up here, mining union. They wanted to switch it to an 8-hour shift for the same pay as a 12-hour shift. Belshaw said, no, get off the mountain. Well, 1874, Darwin came into existence. 8 hours for the same pay as 12 hours. So many of the miners took their cabins apart for the wood because there wasn't any wood down south, and they moved to Darwin.
Really?
Smart move. This is having its Thanksgiving dinner.
So is this private up here now? Or
Oh,
is it
yeah.
called acclaimed still?
No, it's all private.
Really?
Yeah, well, there's 500 acres of private and 500 acres of claim, 2.5 square miles. And it's
Good
still
as-
owned
good
by
as-
Joe. Irritates
Yeah.
me. I didn't have a mouse in here for the last 3 days. I've been happy. That's the problem. This is Timbuk 5. See, Timbuktu is middle of nowhere. We're past the middle of nowhere, so it's Timbuk 5. And last winter, 11-foot snow drifts. I was stuck here for 6 full weeks.
Well, somebody's living in here.
Wow.
Yes, there is. Yeah, the other caretaker stays in here, and my family will be here on Thursday. They're going to stay in here and going to stay in the bunkhouse.
Are you the only one up here? I mean,
No, I have a friend that has a cabin just on the top road that's gated, where
Oh, okay.
FAA is. Federal Aviation got a tower up there. He's the basic tower guard. And then my dog's not here anymore. The wife is in Gardnerville this week. She's coming up. Matter of fact, she called me. She's on her way back up here. Because we got to cook a turkey and a ham up here for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're going to eat it in the hotel.
What time are you going to eat? There was a lot more buildings when I was here.
Oh, yeah,
30 years ago.
So many of them have collapsed, and they gathered the wood up and salvaged some of it. This was an ore testing office. Got the Widowmaker drill,
All right.
over 30 to get 40. I found this buried in the sand by the museum, and I
Wow.
thought I was going to lift it up there by myself. That didn't happen. I'm not that tough. Now our crucibles just happened to come from the Battersea Works off the Thames, imported from Swansea, Wales. That's where Swansea got its name. They didn't make those on the west coast in the 1860s.
You find those up here?
Oh yes, there were 3 assay offices up here. Yeah, there's thousands of those. And I'll tell you why. Every load of ore that was shipped from here to San Francisco was assayed for its approximate value, so that when you sent it to the refinery with a certificate, you knew about how much you were going to get back. Because a refinery could say, that's all lead. It's not worth anything. But this stuff was running 30 to 60 ounces of silver per ton. And they were shipping down 8 to 12 tons a day of the lead and silver product, and each ingot was worth about $30. So if you weren't on top of things, what would happen would you get cheated. Ever heard of stock market or stock certificate manipulation? Some companies would put a mine on paper that never existed, sell you stock at $10 a share, that the next year they'd say, oh, we have to have an assessment of $4 per share for improvements on the mine. Not even a mine. And that happened quite often. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this was 1870, the building, but then during the different eras, in 1916, they brought in electricity. It's a 1917 Lincoln electric lamp. Maybe you've heard of Lincoln Welders? Same company from 1917.
That's cool.
How do you make acetylene gas? Any idea? Ever heard of a miner's carbide lamp? You drop water in calcium carbide, and it makes acetylene gas.
Really?
Yes. I was a school teacher. And I also teach a little bit of metallurgy and things like that. This
I was like, there's human blood in here.
World War II, the War Act of 1942 closed all non-essential mining. Well, this mine had 3 strategic metals, zinc, copper, lead, so they hydrated out of here till 1947, and of course scavenged metals out of here. And a lot of the guys, occasionally, if you ran over your foot with a 1,000-pound ore cart, you had a problem. Some of the guys that were handling the ore buckets on the cable had their hand on as the pulley went through. Or, ever been kicked by a 800-pound mule? Yeah, that'll put a dent in your leg.
Sure.
And sometimes a drill would have a problem, or
You found that buried
Travel
in
in
the
this
ground.
terrain.
Yeah.
You found that buried.
You
this
found
was
that
buried in the
buried?
sand
Really?
in front of the museum before they even had the deck on there, and I thought I was going to lift it up here, but that didn't happen. But the War Act closed all non-essential mining. In this box, I'm gonna go sneak behind it. This is leftover first aid, World War II. You ever seen tongue compressors that size?
Oh.
Now, borax, which was found in Death Valley and used for a soap, was also the flux in treatment for doing ore refining. It's also a medicine, it's an insecticide, it's used in paints, and it's used in ceramics. What a wonderful material. Who invented scuba, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus? A French guy who had a boat named the Calypso. And John Denver wrote a song about it. Not John. Jacques Cousteau. Well, either. And if you're in a mine and you saw this guy walking towards you, you better drop everything and run right now. Get out of there. But they discovered the rebreather had a problem. If you keep rebreathing your air, the temperature of the air goes up every time it goes back through your body. What's normal body temperature?
98 degrees.
Yeah, 98.6, 98 point whatever, yes. But anyway, so they kept the same mass but went to the couple of tanks instead of the rebreathing stuff with the carboxide chemical. Yes, kind of a neat old thing.
That is pretty
If I saw him walking at me, I'd be in big trouble. Yes, those are real. There's the Edison goodie, and there's the player. Now, unfortunately, this winter, the wind was so bad, it shook this building, knocked that picture off the wall right above there, and it crashed through here and damaged this thing. I was very upset.
Man, they do have a bar in here. Yeah.
Restored once in 1960. Now, this stove is special for a reason. If you look at the back of it, if you want a picture of it, we're not like Bodie. We can remove the sign. But there's something special on the back of this stove that makes it more valuable than just a regular old parlor stove. It's a
Coffee.
And if I don't have mine in the morning,
Yeah.
don't talk to me. I gotta have my coffee.
Oh, man.
So this was appraised at about $10,000 to $12,000.
Wow.
That's isinglass mica. And
Look at the front.
what is this material? What do you think this is up here?
Looks like
Looks like silver.
Can't be silver because silver
Gets too
turns
hot.
black when it gets hot and oxidizes. Can't be chrome because chrome turns blue. So what's a 5-cent piece made out of?
Nickel.
Nickel. Nickel plating.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes, it's a jewel.
And I can't imagine getting that up here back in the
Now, this was the second year. This is 1886. The first one was right where your foot is. It rotted out. A log went through and started the floor on fire. So they got smart the second time and did a hearth.
This is 1887 model?
1886. Yeah.
That's ornate.
It's
That's-
a, and
that's gonna be
it just happens to be the same brand as the cash register, National. It's also the same brand as that sewing machine in there, National. So it's a real jewel.
That is.
Absolute jewel.
It is.
And we gotta go into the poker room. Let's see if somebody was lucky in there. Let's just see.
That's where the ghost
That's where we're at.
murder was. Was there a murder? There was a murder.
Oh, there was so much shooting going on up here. It is written that the miners would line their bunks with sandbags. 7 saloons, 3 brothels, and a Chinatown up here.
Really?
2,000 people, 200 buildings, all documented. Yes.
So how many people lived here the most at one point?
Well, I've seen 4 different numbers. Someone tried to feed me a 4,700 number, and I go, no, maybe 25. There's a bullet hole that goes all the way through the wall there, shotgun blast pattern there, and a
Oh, yeah.
stain on the floor right directly below the bullet hole. Yes. And that's Lewis and Cornelia Gordon, the fancy house, the 3rd major era up here.
Definitely a shotgun blast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's not staged. Also,
Actually.
this is what original cards look like. And if you were a miner with only 7 or 8 fingers, how would you count to 10? You don't have 10 fingers. A lot of miners lost a finger or 2. Who's ever heard of the term double jacking? You're holding a 3-foot tall drill bit. I've got a 12-pound sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah.
I position
I've
myself.
done it.
Oh,
in reenactment.
Reenactment, yeah.
okay. You hit that bit, he turns it a quarter turn.
Turn it.
Hit that bit, turn a quarter turn. But usually you're going vertical. Now what happens if he sneezes right as I'm coming down with that hammer and moves his hand an inch or two in? Uh-oh, whammo right now. Uh-oh, whammo. And a lot of other miners, the blaster guys, they'd crimp the blasting cap a hair too low and blow off 2 fingers. So if you're a card player, you'd have trouble with these cards because they don't have numbers.
Have to take your shoes off.
Yeah, or call or tell, hey George, hold up your one hand, and he put his other hand next to him. Kind of a tough thing to do. But this is Douglas fir, clear grain, tongue and groove. And it came from Cottonwood Canyon across the way over there. So kind of neat stuff. The original Giant Powder Company. Anybody ever heard of Alfred Nobel? The Peace Prize guy?
Yep.
He invented dynamite in the 1860s, and Belshaw's partner, Egbert Judson, met him in San Francisco in 1868 and got the patent right.
This is the original kitchen from the hotel. It was being used just a few years ago as a working kitchen. This is the original stove from the hotel, which was being used. This is the bunkhouse, which was being redone. Everything's still in place. People are still staying there once in a while. As you can see, it's being used, microwaves and beds in every room. So it's all set up for, each room is like a little bedroom. Probably when that lady was here.
No, but I mean, if it's an original bunkhouse,
Yeah.
so the miners stayed here instead of their own places.
It's probably like a hotel. Here's what it looked like inside. Here it is right here.
Guess what?
The mine.
Oh,
That's what it looked like inside.
and you could go in there?
Yeah. But it's not even here. Gone.
Where's the cemetery?
Huh?
Where's the cemetery?
I don't know. Pretty nice in there. I'm serious. You may want to stay in there. Don't forget to put the combination lock back on right there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What'd you find?
Malachite.
Malachite?
Malachite, I mean. Yeah, so you're cool, yeah. Yeah, it was right there. This looked completely different. There's like, what do you think? There's like 20 buildings here now?
I don't know.
There's probably 50 or 60.
Wow. The road we came up from that valley. It's the hotel. That's where the caretaker lives. Cell tower. Somebody lived in that house. There are a few of these foundations that are missing houses now. And this other side goes into what?
Saline Valley.
Saline Valley.
Panamint Valley is over there too. Panamint Range.
Oh, that was a climb.
Rebuilding a lot of it, making it look nice again. All the old buildings that were here last time I was here 35 years ago are gone. But he's redoing Some of them. We get a lot of snow up here, so good for him. Taking care of the place.
It's a heck of a drive up here.
Yes, it is. How high are we, Joy? Like 9,000?
No, 7,300.
Sometimes I use gravity and it goes down by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch.
nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Robert.
Robert, Tom, and Joy.
Hi.
Glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm sure you got internet here?
Yeah.
In 1987, Jody Stewart had plans on turning Cerro Gordo into a bed and breakfast, and she was working on it all the time until her death in 2001. And they're still working on making it and keeping it going.
You want to go in there? I don't want to go in there.
All right, see you later. See you on down the road. Oh yeah, make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Whatever, but anything's appreciated. We'll see you on down the road. Thanks.
Bye. Hey, this is matchstick art. It's made with matchsticks. Pretty cool.